In this section, we will be solving multi-step equations. Now, as you can see, these equations are much more complicated than the ones we've dealt with so far. And in order to begin solving these, the key is to simplify both sides first. Then gather all of the variable terms, all of the x terms, n terms, whatever the variable happens to be, onto one side of the equation. Then solve as if you were solving a two-step equation. So beginning with example 1. Example 1, we have x minus 5 equals 4x plus 7. Now, there are no parentheses in this equation, so we don't have to do anything there. There's really no simplifying that can be done on either side of the equation. What we need to do is gather all of the x terms on one side of the equation. So I'm just going to subtract 4x from both sides. I'm going to gather all of the x terms onto the left. Now, in order to do this, now we are going to be combining like terms in a sense. We have 1x minus 4x. That gives us negative 3x minus 5 equals 4x minus 4x cancels and leaves you with 7. Now we're left with a two-step equation. We have negative 3 times x minus 5 equals 7. We want to deal with the subtraction first. We're going to add 5 to both sides. We wind up with negative 3x. Negative 5 plus 5 cancels out, is equal to 0. So equals 7 plus 5 is 12. Now divide both sides by negative 3. Negative 3 divided by 3 gives you 1x, or just x, equals 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. Performing a check, same as we did before. You want to plug your answer into all of the x's in the equations. So we have negative 4 minus 5 equals 4 times negative 4 plus 7. Negative 4 minus 5 gives us negative 9 equals 4 times negative 4 is negative 16 plus 7. So negative 9 is equal to negative 16 plus 7 is also negative 9. So it checks. Example 2, here we have some parentheses, and before we do anything else we need to remove those parentheses by applying the distributive property. I'm going to distribute the 3 into this set of parentheses. That'll give me 3 times 4n is 12n. 3 times the negative 2 is minus 6. Do the same thing on the right hand side. Distribute, in this case, the 5. 5 times n is 5n plus 5 times 3 is 15. Now gather up the terms. So I'm just going to subtract 5n from both sides. 12n minus 5n gives 7n minus 6 equals 5n minus 5n is 0. So the only thing left on the right hand side is 15. Now we have 7n minus 6 equals 15. Add 6 to both sides. So we have on the left hand side 7n minus 6 plus 6, that is 0, equals 15 plus 6 is 21. Now we have 7n equals 21. Divide both sides by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 1n is just n, equals 21 divided by 7 is 3. Now to check this, same as before, plug it in. We have 3 times 4. Instead of n, we're going to write 3 minus 2 equals 5 times. Instead of n, we're going to write 3 plus 3. So inside the parentheses, we have 12 minus 2 equals 5 times 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 times 12 minus 2 is 10. equals 5 times 6 is 30. 3 times 10 is 30, which is equal to 30. So the answer checks. It is correct. Example 3, again we have parentheses on both sides, so we need to get rid of those. Here we're going to distribute a -1 into this set of parentheses. Here we're going to distribute the 2. So 4 minus 2y, -1 times -1 is a positive 1, equals 2 times 5y is 10y, 2 times 9 is 18, and we have plus y. Now we want to simplify both sides as much as we can, so I'm going to see if I can combine some of these like terms here. On the left we have -2y, 4 plus 1 is plus 5, equals, here we have 10y plus y, so 11y plus 18. Now we need to gather all of the y terms on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to subtract 11y, subtract 11y. -2y minus 11y gives -13y plus 5 equals 11y minus 11y is 0. So on the right side we only have 18. Now we have -13y plus 5 equals 18, subtracting 5 from both sides. We have -13y plus 5 minus 5, that is 0, equals 18 minus 5 is 13. So -13y equals 13, divide both sides by -13. The -13's cancel and leave you with 1y, or just y, equals 13 divided by -13 is -1. And that is our answer. Now, performing a check, we have 4 minus 2 times, plugging in our -1, minus 1 equals 2 times 5. Y, plugging in our -1, plus 9, plus -1. So 4 minus 2 times 1 is -2, minus 1 equals 2 times 5 times -1 is -5, plus 9, plus a -1. I'm going to go ahead and write minus 1 there. 4 minus -2 minus 1 is -3, equals 2 times -5 plus 9 is 4, minus 1. 4 minus a -3 minus a negative, resolving the signs, that is a positive. 4 plus 3 is 7, equals 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1, so 7 is equal to 8 minus 1 is 7, and it checks.